going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Troops. What is going on, buddy? Wow, fuck. I don't know what that was. What's going on, man? How are you? It's been a long day. I'm fucking tired.
What's going, buddy, with you, man? What's going, buddy, with... Hey, T-shirt idea. What's going, buddy? Oh, man, I'm good. I got some coffee out of this fantastic mug. If you guys want to go buy this mug, where are they?
Yeah, you should buy that mug. Yeah, they can go buy that mug at our spring merch store. That T-shirt that you're talking about, that new design. Hopefully, that's something that would be willing to do with us. GorillaPressApparel.BigCartel.com. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Make sure you're following us on X at Junkies Pod. Remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, do us a favor, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. Podcast Dad, tell them what they got to do.
Just one, the number of times, I guess not the number of times, but the thing we're going to say at least, it was 28 plus 28.
56.
56 times we're going to say that on Saturday. We're going to say one.
Yes.
As we count down for the Royal Rumble. Guys, don't miss our preview for the Rumble. It's coming up this week. Tell your one friend to come watch us. That's all we're asking for.
Yes. Mr. OTM, see you in 3 days. It is only 3 fucking days. Cannot wait. It is going to be a good time with the crew in Indy for the Royal Rumble. King Chris, I haven't seen the crown emoji show up in the chats yet, but if you're out there, if you could let us know what day you want to join us this week, we would love to have you here so we can talk about it. It's the fucking All-Star game. This is one of the biggest nights of the year. The road to WrestleMania is about to begin, and you should stick around and follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod. The next episode of Wrestle Sips will be dropping tomorrow. The Royal Rumble Teeny is here. This was suggested by our friend Jim Tucker at the On the Mark podcast, and it's pretty fucking tasty, I gotta say. Whether you want to keep it as a mocktail or you want to turn it heel and add the vodka and triple sec, really think that you are going to enjoy this cocktail.
You will enjoy a great cocktail on Saturday, by the way.
I really wish you have to fucking stop doing this.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna see this one through. You are literally the last man standing. You have to win this.
And yes, Kyle, that will be the pregame beverage of choice is the Royal Rumble Teeny. Like it's
Kyle, I am familiar with the area. I know where most of the big red liquors are.
All right. I was just gonna say we could get a party source on the way, but
again, I live there. I know where the connections are. I know where the good deals are. And they live there. Well, at least my son lives there.
Well, and Kyle sells booze, so he's probably got it taken care of. Yeah,
he does.
He does some vodka. Yeah.
Maybe I'll bring the Terramana with me.
You should bring the Terramana with you this week. I don't even know what. Hey, we'll have some Royal Rumble Teenies and Bloodline margaritas. How about that?
There you go. I do have a fresh bottle ready to be opened.
Love it.
That you can drink on Saturday.
You have to stop reminding.
Well, we pregame Friday for GCW.
You have to stop. Okay. All right.
All of us, even the podcast mom's gonna pregame, but you're gonna be the DD.
I'm not DD and shit. No, I am not. I am not. No. You're not my supervisor. All right, that's enough.
Yep. Water shots and orange juice. Good for you, buddy.
Okay.
I love you. Hey, are you through your plugs? Finish your plugs so we can get to our guest.
I am through the plugs. It is time to introduce our guest tonight. We have one of the biggest stars from OneDivision Pro Wrestling joining us, Steven Person. He and Hyena Hex have been locked in a rivalry that dates back to last year, and it's taken some wild twists and has involved the OneDivision Pro Heavyweight Championship. On February 23rd, they're going to be stepping into the ring once again in a 60-minute Ironman match at the reunion event. And this is not just any other wrestling match. I mean, this is animosity personified. So we're going to get into the build-up, the history, the intensity of this feud. This is one of the most anticipated matches for this company in a very long time. So without further ado, let's welcome Steven Person to the stage. Steven, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing absolutely great. Thank you for having me, guys. It's an honor to be here. I'm glad that Hyena X is in here because he sucks. I hate hearing his voice. It's like nails on a chalkboard, but like in my penis. So it's even worse. Very sensitive. Yeah. So what's going on? How you guys doing today? I thought he was going to be here, but I guess he doesn't know how to tell time, or I don't know. Maybe he's just too stupid to work his cell phone, or other device he needs to get on. But that's okay because you have me, and that's all you really need.
I'm certainly very, very glad that you are here. We have a lot to talk about here, and I've been talking to OneDivision's management over the last couple of weeks about kind of what's been going on with you guys. Let's back it up to last July here. It seemed like you were trying to cozy up to Hex and gain his trust. What's take us through the underlying motivation for that, because he seemed what's the word I'm looking for, just uninterested.
Yeah, well, the whole point that pissed me off is the fact that I had a plan. It was basically, I wanted to stab him in the back. That's what it was. Everyone knows who I am. That's what I do. All right. I'm not like somebody that you need to have some sort of ulterior motive or anything like that. I like playing with my food. He was the OneDivision Pro champion. I wanted to be OneDivision Pro champion. I tried sneaking underneath the low, try and become his friend, give him some advice, because obviously I'm better than him and he should know that. And unfortunately, my plan went awry. You see, Hex decided to, in my abilities to gain favor and manipulate, decided to shove a cake in my face, which I didn't appreciate. So I realized my plan wasn't working. So what I did was I decided to intervene again, because the last time I intervened was to help him keep the title, because he almost lost to Smiley. If it wasn't for me, he would have lost. So I had to keep my investment. I could beat Smiley. That's not an issue, but I wanted to beat Hex. That's what it was. It was just his false sense of bravado, the fake like charisma that he has, the stupid way he dresses. It's like pinning him would be iconic because he was the longest running OneDivision Pro champion that we've ever had. And that is an accolade I like to put like right there on the belt. You know what I mean? Like a nice little niche right there that I took it from him, So, unfortunately, I realized my plan wasn't going to work the way it was. It was him versus Jared Diaz. Jared Diaz back in August. I decided to intervene, cost him the belt, and then I was going to go after Jared Diaz. But unfortunately, after I beat Hyena X, damn near senseless to the fact that I thought he was going to stay away forever. That was the point. Then I go after Jared Diaz. But the problem here is that Hex came back, and he decided to seek revenge because he shouldn't. The pecking order was already established. I took him out. He goes away. That's what should have been. That's what should have stayed. But now he decided to come back and he wants a match. So OneDivision Pro, they decided to, how should I say this, spice up the steak a little bit and put a little extra seasoning on it by making it an Iron Man match. Because me and him have always seen not eye to eye, but fist to fist on who's the better one. And recently we've had words and off camera, outside of shows. And that's the position that we're in right now. We're going to find out who the better of us is in this match, because this isn't going to be a quick 1, 2, 3, and then the problem solved. This is going to go on for 60 minutes. Disqualifications, countouts, 5 counts, which also are disqualifications, standing 10 counts, countouts, you name it. Everything is in play to keep us on the farm, if you would say. So this match is going to be between the two of us. And honestly, this is just goes without saying. This is just me. But I'm just saying that the winner of this match should be the number 1 contender for Jared Diaz's OneDivision Pro Championship. And if it's not, that's going to lead into another problem. And I got to beat somebody else up. Not a problem. But here we are trying to find a solution to the problem. The problem is Hyena X is still in the company. And after I beat him, I don't think he's ever going to come back again, personally. Get it? Personally?
Yeah. That's a lot of anger. I can tell you're keeping it under wraps, which we appreciate. Keeping it simple. Yeah. Let's talk about the Iron Man match stipulation, though. That's 60 minutes of non-stop wrestling, non-stop action.
Yep.
How are you preparing physically? How are you preparing mentally for this?
I already went over this last time. I am not giving away the secrets to the best meal that's going to be happening out there. All I'm going to tell you is that I already pointed this out once before just to give you an idea, because I have abilities. I have things at my fingertips that most people don't. Like, I'm going to give you one city in particular, and it's important. Bogota, Colombia. Do you know what that means?
Enlighten me, please.
It is in Colombia. It is a very great, beautiful city, and I went and wrestled down there last August. You see, it is 8,000 feet in the air. I get on a plane, and I go out there at least 2 weeks to a week, a month, to go train at a higher elevation. I'm just going to give you that. That's how intense I am getting trained for this match.
Wow, that's
and that's it. That's all you get.
Hey, that was more than I thought we were going to get. So I'm excited we got that tidbit.
Yep.
You've already mentioned him a little bit. The reigning 1DP champion Jarrett Diaz.
You're welcome, by the way, Diaz. You're welcome.
Jarrett's a friend of the show. It's always great to hear how well that he is doing. I mean, at this point, this title reign has been spectacular. Tell us a little bit about your history with Diaz, and I mean, he's on a different level right now. You up for the challenge?
Yep, I'm definitely up for the challenge. The question is Diaz. He's never been in a ring with a person like me. He's wrestled great people. He is somebody who went out there and wrestled great athletes. 100%. He wrestled these people across the world that can go out there and do business. And I will give that to him 100% up and down the line. Brother is great in that ring. 100%. You cannot take that away. But he's never wrestled me.
Okay.
That just stands within itself. When you get in the ring with somebody the caliber, mentally and physically, like me, it's a different ballgame.
Again, friend of the show, so we won't
won't
disparage anybody. Same with you.
Exactly.
So far,
play nice. Go ahead.
Friend of the show.
Left, right, go ahead. Left Twix, right Twix, go ahead. Don't worry about it. We know you like the brand. Don't worry about it.
Let's go back to this Iron Man match real quick, because I 60 minutes again is a long time. Is this going to be the end of this? Do you think this is it, or do you think he's going to hang around? Do you think Hex is going to survive? Because I know you said it's not going to happen, but what if it does?
Well, this is what happens. Well, like I said, the smart choice, when the winner wins this match, I should be OneDivision Pro #1 contender to the OneDivision Pro Championship. Hex, he can go to the end of the line like everybody else I've ever beaten across this great world. And then they get in line, they string some wins together, and then maybe when I'm champion, I'll decide to be nice. Maybe I might throw him a bone. Maybe I might give him a shot when I become champion. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll tell him go screw himself. Maybe I'll say, since I beat you in an Iron Man match, I know you can't beat me in a regular match. So what's the point? Why waste my time? It depends on how I feel. I'll tell you that much. When I get to the top of the mountain, I'll look down and I'll weigh my options.
Well, let me ask you this, because you seem very, very confident in your trajectory for 2025. If for some reason you are not successful next month, are you prepared to do the same thing that you were asking Hex to do? Go to the back of the line and wait your turn.
I waste my time on that question. The thing is, in order to succeed, you have to have the mentality of succeeding, which means I don't look back and say, hey, I'm going to fall on my face today. I look forward. I'm motivated. I look at my capability in the ring. I look at my skill set. I look at my failures, because I'm not driven by some false sense of success. I failed before in the past. And every time I fail, I get back up and I work harder. I train harder. And I am better every single time. It's sharpening the tip of a spear. So, looking back, I take the sharpening tools and I put them to the side. All I'm worried about is how I'm going to throw it. That's it. I'm not going backwards. I'm looking forwards. If I say I lose, what's the possibility? I already lost. Mentally, I'm out of the game. I'm going to win. I'm going to put Hyena X down again, and hopefully he'll learn to stay away from my business this time.
You have said a lot about the future and going after that championship next. You still have this match with Hex. Are you overlooking him just a little bit?
Absolutely not. I'm not overlooking anybody. I'm actually looking through him. When you throw a punch when I get into a bar fight, I'm not looking to stop at someone's nose. I'm going through the back of their skull. That's what I'm doing. I don't sit there and stop when I need to stop. I over accomplish. It's what I do. It's what I am. It's just the nature of this game. You do not stop until you succeed, because that's resting on your laurels, and that's a horrible thing, because that creates failure. Look at prime example. Look at Rocky 3. Rocky 3, he was doing great, fighting a bunch of bums, up and down the line, being the champion. And what happened? He decided to get the robot. He decided to do the commercials, the public workout, and everything. And what happened? He slacked. And here comes Clubber Lang. And how apropos, I pity the fool who shows up on February 23rd, getting ready for being a match with me in an Iron Man match, because I am made of iron. And the problem is, so is Hex. But the only thing is, my iron can swing a lot harder than his. We'll see who bends.
Well, I don't think that there's much more to add to that.
Well, I can add some stuff. I can add some stuff if you don't mind. If you don't mind.
Floor is yours.
Go ahead.
Hex, I know you're probably watching this right now, and I just want to say right now, it is going to be an honor to beat you in OneDivision Pro's first ever Iron Man match. I want to let you know this is something that I'm going to tell my children, my grandchildren, when I have them one day, that this day, my opus in the middle of that ring is 100% thanks to you not being able to beat me. He said, I'm convinced, or I'm confident. I'm sorry. I'm not confident. I'm convinced. I've done things in this world above the rules and below the rules that have made me a success. I don't need to break the rules. I'm going to play this. I swear on my mother and father's souls in heaven that I will not cheat in this match. I will sit there and obey the referee's rules, because this match, this wrestling match, I have a high regard of respect for it. I need to look myself in the mirror and say that I beat you unequivocally, up and down, every minute, every second of this match. Do I think that you're going to get a pinfall or two? Absolutely. But I know I will get more. So, February 23rd, OneDivision Pro, Iron Man match. I'm going to finish what I started. I was actually expecting to get the championship belt off of you, but that's okay. I'm instead going to get that belt by going through you. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. Well, again, Hex.
Also, sorry for one more thing. Sorry, one more thing. I am the captain of the Mustache Club, the host of the Nerd Badge podcast, 2003 Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Go look that up. Also, I hate to brag about this one, but Hex, I got titles that you don't have. I am 100% confident that I'm going to beat you, because I am the HAWA Interstate Champion, the Funhouse Wrestling Tri-State Champion, and the PAX USA Champion. I'm going down to Florida this weekend to wrestle Bull James at BRCW Cruising for a Bruising 3. I'm unstoppable. I'm on every podcast on the East Coast, West Coast, in the middle of the country. I am on a roll that you cannot stop. Show up February 23rd, leave February 23rd the same exact way. A loser.
Wow. Very, very, very strong words. Very strong.
Yeah, Hex, if you're out there watching, you are more than welcome to stop by the show before next month and give your side of how we got here. You guys can follow OneDivision Pro by subscribing to their YouTube channel. Before we kind of let you get out of here, let's flip it over to WWE here real quick. Final Monday Night Raw before the Royal Rumble. We got a fiery fucking promo from Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. Looks like we might be teasing a potential WrestleMania main event there. I'm just gonna ask you, who are your picks for the men's and women's matches?
This is tough. I think Well, first of all, I want to say, I mean, I'm not down there. I'm not doing things on television or anything. I'm not friends with the individual, but I really hope JD McDonough is okay. I saw what
Yes.
happened. It was a horrible thing, and I hope that he's okay. Also, John Cena, he's also going to be retiring. I like to shout out somebody really quick, as much as I hate his guts.
Of course.
Tommy Invincible. John Cena just dropped his picture and gave him a lot of good motivating words. So Tommy Invincible, congratulations! Just made his debut at GCW wrestling Matt Cardona, which was a surprise to everybody. But the kid's annoying, but he's good. And I've wrestled him before. He's beat me. I beat him. He's absolutely annoying. I hate seeing him on shows. So it's annoying. It really is. But anyway. Oh God, Invincible! Don't say that stuff, please. I hate it when people do that. Invincible! Gets me wild. Gets me wild up inside with fire and anger. He's a pain in my ass. But yeah, with Monday Night Raw, I think that promo was absolutely magic because in the Royal Rumble, you see things that don't normally happen. I'm a big fan. I'm always been a big fan of the Big Four. The Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. I say five really. King of the Ring has always been one of my favorites. SummerSlam and Survivor Series. The Royal Rumble is second to me next to WrestleMania because I mean WrestleMania, it's not even about the moments, it's about the matches. It's about like the finality of things. And the Royal Rumble, it is the start of WrestleMania season. So when you have people who normally don't interact with each other, and I love it, it's because the chaos that is organized is a beautiful thing to watch because you have guys who have an opportunity to go out there and make themselves a moment to elevate themselves. And the Royal Rumble always gives somebody a chance, from Hacksaw Jim Duggan all the way down to last year's winner, big old Cody Rhodes doing a two-peat. And I think, to me, this is going to sound chaotic. I think Punk's going to win this year. Or Roman, and if not, one of those two are going to go for the chamber and win the chamber. That's just me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I kind of agree with the Punk thing.
Yeah. I think Punk. I think this is his year. So.
Yeah. He's got a lot of momentum behind him coming off that injury.
Yep. Beating everybody put in front of him. Yep. The guy is moving straight up. Yep. And I think there's people that I think are going to win the female Royal Rumble. And there's females that I want, women I want to win the females Royal Rumble. I think this year it should be an underdog to win the females Royal Rumble because the women's Royal Rumble. I apologize. I think that we're due for someone else to come out of it, and I mean, I would love to see. Do I think Liv is going to win it? Yes. Who do I want to win? Honestly, I want Bayley to win.
Okay. You want Bayley to win?
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we've had a women's
unfortunately, as much as she's been around, who do I think is going to win also is going to be Charlotte. I mean, she just announced she's coming back. That's a reason behind it. So I think either they're going to set something up where she loses or I think that she's going to win. So it's Bayley for my want. And it's like, marry, fuck, kill, almost. Liv and Charlotte, they're going to be somehow involved in that. So I think Nia had a time. I don't think Nia's going to win. We're still doing it. I guess they're going to do something for the women. Do they do the women's elimination chamber?
They do. I don't know if it's been necessarily announced yet, but
I don't know if they announced it, but I think they're going to have that happen, and I think we're going to have some sort of scenario where that is coming into play with those three individuals. So,
and I don't think we should rule out now that she's officially signed with the company, Jordan Grace. I mean, this is somebody that we have known has I mean, she had that aura last year as a guest. Now she has a seat at the table. There's no better way than to introduce her by having her win it all, especially after her performance last year. To say that she could go the extra mile this year, I don't think you can rule it out.
She's a absolute wonderful person. I was lucky enough to share a locker room with her a couple of times back in the day. And I'll tell you what now, if somebody's so deserving with her head on straight and just professionalism across the board, it's her. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. Do I think she deserves to win it? Yes, but I think they might run with something else beforehand. So I'm not locking it in, but I think I wouldn't be surprised. That would be my surprise.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that would be someone I'd be like, all right, cool. I hate saying it, but I think we're also going to get another person coming in for a surprise entrance for the female Royal Rumble. I think we might see a little Slamovich in there.
Oh, okay.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I'm good with that.
I think Masha's gonna make an appearance, and I think that's gonna happen. So that's what I personally think. So I hope for it too. So if she's watching, get them.
Yes. That would be awesome if we did see Masha in the Rumble. We saw her on NXT TV, which was cool.
With Sean,
but let her show up at the Rumble. Why not?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Isn't she scheduled for GCW this weekend?
She is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, she will be in
on Myron Reed. So
that's right. Yeah,
it'd be a good match. It'd be
for
real
sure.
good
I'm
match.
gonna be third row for that shit.
Yes.
Mind if I ask you guys a question?
Go ahead.
Of course.
Good. Who do you think? Well, I would say this. Who do you think is coming in for a surprise entrant in each one? And who do you want to see as your surprise entrant? So give me something that like you would want to be surprised by, and then somebody that you think is actually going to be there.
Eric, you want to go first, or you want me to take the reins?
I think we agree on the want to see Joe Hendry at the top of the list.
Joe Hendry has to be
for the men's.
He has to be.
I mean,
I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big. The reason why I say that is because who claps like this? Like it's just weird. Why do you do that? That's not how I was taught. I went to clapping school back when I was 5 years old, and that's how we were taught. Miss Behringer was a great teacher, and I don't know where he learned, but that's how you clap. All right, whatever. People like it. Cool, whatever.
The idea of having 60,000 people sing along to that song just seems too good to pass up. I mean, it just does.
And I feel bad for every one of them.
Well, I'll be there singing.
Yeah,
so
we're gonna be talking.
I'll be there singing.
Go for it. I changed my opinion. You won me over. I hope everyone gets a little Joe Hendry in their life.
Someone that I would love to see show up, that personally that I want to see show up to the men's Rumble is Josh Alexander.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because he's either going to go on this this world tour now that he's out of the TNA contract, or he's going to go debut at WWE. I don't think AEW is an option for him. I think it's either World Tour or WWE at this point for him. And I think that would be, I don't know if everybody would know him, but man, those hardcore fans would lose their mind.
I think everyone would know. I think everyone's been watching the product enough of TNA, not just saying that like it's not watched, but I think it's on everyone's radar and who he is. So, yeah.
Especially with how they presented Jordan last year. And this was before they'd even announced or teased any sort of working relationship, and she was treated very graciously. Somebody that I would this is another one of those wish list names for me that I would want to see get an opportunity like that in the men's match is Moose. I mean, that is a guy that you give him a WWE spotlight, and they can see what they might have 4 or 5 years down the line, depending on when his contract's up. That's a guy you might want to get an idea of what your audience likes, and I think that he'd be at the top of the list there.
Great guy too. I just did I was able to share a locker with him late last year in November, I think it was. He's an amazing guy. He's just so humble and nice. He's just I was able to talk to him for a couple minutes. Nothing seriously in depth, but we talked for a little bit, and he's just a great guy. That's somebody 100% I didn't even think about for the Rumble, but I hope that does happen for him.
I think the Hardys are another one that has a potential.
I could see that.
I think the Hardys could definitely show up. I mean, especially with the relationship with TNA now, and them wanting to put Jeff and Matt in the Hall of Fame last year. Like,
this would be a perfect opportunity. Yep, the old handshake, the old professional handshake.
Yep.
Women's side, I really want to see AJ Lee. I really want to see AJ Lee.
That's a good one.
I'm really, really hoping, just give me one more. Just give me one more time. And I think, you don't have to commit long term, but showing up for the Rumble would be just a shit ton of fun. Who I think is going to show up, I think Becky Lynch is going to show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still going to leave hope for Alexa Bliss too. Yeah. I mean, I know there's been some discussion about what about contract potentially and kind of being apart from that, but I don't know. I think that with that's another one of those talents that will add something different to the women's roster. That kind of stands out from a Becky or a Charlotte, because she was not one of those horsewomen that this company would, or the women's division has been built around over the last 5 to 10 years. But she played a significant role in how that locker room evolved over the years. So it would be great to see her come back this weekend, because that's theme music that also, especially if they go back to her original NXT kind of music, that would get some heads turning.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Women and more women, like, I think just they're gonna integrate some of the NXT talent. Do we see Julia? Maybe. Do we see Stephanie McCourt?
Yeah,
maybe.
I see the big names in NXT coming out. I see like you said, Julia and everyone else. I feel like all the people that Sean's been kind of pushing in, like, especially when he's like throwing back his old angles. I love it, because it's like, oh, he actually cares about this person. You know what I mean? Like, like, oh, he gave that to her. Oh, awesome. He gave that to him. Awesome.
Yeah. Ethan Page lost his smile. Like, okay.
I was like, God damn
it. Like,
an old joke. Sean. Here's an old joke. I told this to Marty himself one time. Why doesn't Marty Jannetty's computer work?
I don't.
Because it runs on Windows 94.
That's really good.
The dad in me loves that. That was fantastic.
I got dad jokes. You want to hear a dad joke? All right, here's
fantastic.
one. I have no kids, but I got the greatest dad jokes. Ready? Why do Danish battleships have barcodes on them? Because when they dock, you can Scandinavian.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Thank you.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
You might have another career.
That was really good.
My next Iron Man match is just going to be me with a microphone telling dad jokes for 60 minutes. First one to kill me wins.
Oh man.
Fuck everyone.
Yeah, that too.
Fuck. I'm not likable.
I don't know. You seem pretty likable to us.
I thought, no, I'm having fun. I'm having a good time. I mean, you did say some very mean things to Hex, but hey, you're about to wrestle him for 60 minutes. So
if I was going to say something mean about Hex, let me think of something here real quick. If I was to watch a Hyena X promo on an airplane, I would still walk out.
See, I'm getting popped. I just can't. I can't do it anymore.
What in the Jerry Lawler, man? Come on.
Oh, don't do that. So, real quick, we asked every guest that's on this show just one question. And
absolutely.
It doesn't have to wrap up the interview, but I got to get this question in. When you think Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker?
Oh, Shawn Michaels, 100%.
Why?
Because the reason why, Shawn had more memorable moments at WrestleMania. Taker had the streak. There was a difference. Shawn always rose to the occasion of WrestleMania and made it about something. Taker made it about the streak, if that makes sense to me. I love Taker to death. Humbled if I could ever meet the gentleman. But I will say this. Shawn always made, like, Undertaker was always the Undertaker. There was always, most of the time, he was just not beating people up, but it was like, oh, this guy's going to die at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, you believe Taker was always going to win at WrestleMania. I don't think the streak really became a thing until after he wrestled Albert and the Bossman, where he hung Bossman. That's when the streak really kind of took off.
Yeah.
So Taker at WrestleMania, around that time, Shawn was still doing WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Does that I hope that makes sense. Like the boyhood dream. For instance, an Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, you know?
Yours will be more exciting.
Exactly. Like there was moments when he had that belt in his hands. I was 14 years old. And little wrestling history about me. I used to sneak out to Queens to go watch ECW here in New York. I'm in Staten Island. That's a trip. I seen somebody get stabbed on the train one time. Like, that's how much I was committed to watching ECW. So when I'm being dead serious, I'm not even joking. Like, somebody got stabbed. I was like, well, we're getting off this train. And like, damn, that brother can sell. But yeah, so it was me and my friends. we loved wrestling since then. And for me, the nostalgia of Shawn Michaels being Mr. WrestleMania started around that time, was 96 with the what's it called? And then everything Tyson and Austin. I can go on, Triple H and everybody else down the road. Like it was just him and Flair, you know, him and Taker, him and there's so many moments that Shawn made WrestleMania. Him and Cena, even, you know, like there was moments that were made. But how should I say this? Shawn made WrestleMania famous outside of Hogan. WrestleMania made everybody else famous afterwards, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue when you make a good point. I won't argue it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Eric, I apologize again. I have to ask one more question.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry for taking up a lot of your time. I just realized we're at 36 minutes. I know you said
no,
You're
you're right.
You're fine.
You're
You're fine.
all right. No, great. Yeah.
My kids aren't home yet. I don't care.
Good.
Being at an ECW show, and now, you know, we're in 2025.
Yep.
Take me back to that time. Has there been any environment like an ECW show that you've seen in your years of wrestling?
Oh, absolutely not. And I say this with absolute respect because there is GCW that everyone kind of attributes to being the next ECW because they do beautiful stuff out there. They do. Yeah. They're like all you can eat platter of great food. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I've never been in a death match. I never did anything like that, but I can sit there and watch that stuff the way that they do it. They have surprises. They have people come out. They have JBL come out and close on the shit out of people. It's like there's stuff about ECW that was raw. It was I don't mean the sense of like Monday Night Raw, but I mean like it was there. Like you guys had guys like Just Incredible who went out there and made you believe this guy was like. I remember Francine getting cracked in the head one time by Just Incredible when she tried diving in front of Shane Douglas and she got murdered. Oh, was it Lance Storm? Anyway, she got murdered. I mean, I was right there and I went, oh my God, she's dead. GCW makes me feel like that again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and WWE, yes, they have their great absolute shows and they have their great product and everything. I'm not just kissing ass, but I'm just talking about how I feel. There was nothing like it. Even the Attitude Era had a little bit of spike of it, you know, but ECW was its own animal. It was its own, like its own heartbeat. So like it had its own walk. So when you saw it, you knew what you were seeing. Like you had Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow. Oh my God, I could watch those matches back and forth all over again. Mike Awesome, you guys had like Tajiri. Like there was such a smorgasbord of people that excelled, and it wasn't. Everybody was not just believable. You know what I mean? Like Raven. You know, like when he had his little group with like the Musketeer and all those other guys, that was a beautiful thing to see, you know? You just had so much stuff that it was like you wanted to see what happened next. And I feel like it's been talked about, the Attitude Era was a version of that. And that's why I felt like the Attitude Era was like, you need to watch what happens next. So watching that live and going out to Philly, going out to Queens, that was my exposure to live pro wrestling. I went to Monday Night Raw. The first wrestling show I ever went to, WrestleMania 4, where Macho won the title. You know what I mean? Wow. So, yeah, I was like 6 years old at the time, I think. Let's see. We're WrestleMania at 41, right?
I have no idea. We get numbers back? I don't know.
Yeah. 41 or
41.
something. Mm-hmm. Yes. So, yeah, it's crazy just watching all this stuff because I was able to luckily be alive to watch that, and that was when I fell in love with Macho Man. Like everyone, that was better. Fernando, I'll tell you this: the one thing about the Attitude Era that it was ECW on a bigger scale. If ECW had switched places with WWE or WWF back then, it would have been a different story. If they were able to project on that level, oh my God, ECW would still be around. And unfortunately, that's not the case. But ECW again was just, I mean, its own thing that I loved as a child. We talked about it we used to walk around with our tickets like, yeah, we just came back from it last weekend, bro. Sick, you know, like it was insane. It was you can't measure the heart of a 13, 14, 15-year-old kid compared to now. It's like I'm a little bit older. Like it's just so hard, you know?
Yeah.
But I would say 100% GCW is the closest thing where I feel like I'm watching it and I'm going, yo, this is nuts. You know, the awe of it.
Yeah, I'm interested. I've never been to a GCW show. Friday will be my first. But back in the day, I did go to a couple CZW shows. And those were insane. So I'm excited to see how GCW kind of compares.
Yeah, GCW, I feel like it's not because the roster that they have, it's about the performance of the roster, you know? And CZW, yes, absolutely. I don't want to say to me they were, to other people they 100% are, and I can understand that. But to me, I never got involved with watching CCW so much until I became older in life. So
yeah, it's gonna be Kyle's 7th GCW show. One of our friends from our network here should be a great weekend to just enjoy some good shit. So definitely looking forward to it.
Excited.
Yeah. Person, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Before we sign off here and let you go, tell everybody what you got coming up, 1DP or otherwise. Where can we find you on social media and keep up with you?
You can find me on Instagram, Quinstagram 789. You can find me on all social media. You could just search this little bad boy right here, the Nerd Badge Podcast. I'm on everything. I'm on Spotify. I'm on iHeartRadio. I'm on Pandora. I'm on everything. You just search it in Google. It'll pop up on your favorite site. I promise. What's it called? We're doing our Valentine's Day dating game episode next. When I come back, I'm going to be in Florida. I'm wrestling for, again, BRCW. March 8th, CCW in Queens. I'm wrestling Char Charlie, where I'm going to drop him on his head and finally take him out of my life. What else? I'm supposed to be going up to Canada. I'm still working on the details of that in April. There's so much more stuff. Just places you should check out. WWX. What other places I can think of? Titans, Funhouse Wrestling, HAWA, AWWA in Arizona. I'm going out there in February 15th. I'm going to be going out there. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with that. But I will be in a match. There's going to be so much stuff. I'm going to be on more podcasts. I'm going to be doing everything. Just find me on Facebook, Steven Person, Instagram, Steven Person, IP in person. What else? Fuck Hyena X. I hope he falls in front of people that he respects and they laugh at him. And I hope he has to fight like 10 chickens every time he opens up a car door. That's all I got. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely can't wait to have you back on again. Best of luck.
Pro Wrestling XX.
Yes.
Pro Wrestling XX. Murder Mania. It's going to be a great time. It'll be on my socials. Don't worry about it. I'll put it up.
Hell yeah. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. As always, make sure to follow us on X at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. But again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. We need your help to get there. What's the magic number? And if you bring that fucking necklace on screen,
just one.
Fuck that.
One, baby.
If
just
one.
I'll
tell you right
now. Just like the Eagles got to win one more game.
Episode
one more game to
this is what I come into. This is the fucking spot. This is how you treat your guests. You put that shit up on the screen in front of me. Yeah, I'll tell you right now.
For you. It's reversible for you.
I hope
there goes
go Birds.
I hope the referees spit mist in the eyes of fucking those dirty fucking birds. I hope Jalen fucking hurts his fucking neck. All right, I don't give a shit. If there's one time I want the Chiefs to cheat, this is it. Okay. I hope they pull an Eddie Guerrero in the middle of the fucking goddamn game. All right.
Hey.
I hope a bird crashes in the middle of the fucking field.
We welcome the haters. Welcome.
Oh my god!
You
see the guy who fell off the top of the pole?
44 minutes before.
Did you see the guy who fell off the top of the pole in Philly?
Yeah, and I saw the guy that ate the horse shit last time.
Yeah, gravity, bro. You guys can't even fucking climb up a goddamn pole anymore, and it wasn't even greased. Fly, Eagles, fly. Die, Eagles, die.
Okay.
Hope a fucking owl comes in and just fucking.
They hate us because they hate us. That's what it is.
We hate us.
Hey, go Hex.
Eagles. Fucking Eagles. Dirty goddamn birds. I hope they crash into a fucking window. Fuck that.
I'll just put it on. Oh, there we go.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. For Steven Person, for the podcast that I am Mr. Cincinnati. We will be back tomorrow night. We'll be breaking down NXT and previewing AEW Dynamite. Steven, stick around for just a quick second after we wrap up here. Thank you guys so much. We greatly appreciate it. Follow us at Junkies Pod, like, share, subscribe.
Not even
See you
real
guys
gold.
tomorrow.